them. And so you got to understand that everybody's not going to come and meet you at the same joy level. Everybody's not going to come to you and meet you at the same, if everything's okay level. But that's okay. Long as they adore what you are. They come and say, wow, I love your joy and I appreciate it. That's you, minister. Go in there and minister just like you do through that hospital. That's what you do.
So my question is, this is something that I've been talking to with my friends, even my male friends, female friends. I am very concerned about Black love. Like I'm very concerned about, is that a real thing? Will it last? And the reason I say that is because, like, when you hit on the point about how we wait a little bit longer, I think it's getting longer than that. Because, like, I'm even talking to guys that are 40s and, in their 40s and still trying to play the game. Like, I'm not ready to settle down, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, what are you waiting on? Like, what is it? What's out here? And
those men have been hurt by somebody in their younger years. They have trust issues. Those, let me tell you, I say this all the time. Everybody who follow me know what I'm about to say. A lot of times in grammar school, women like yourself, similar to what you did, they will, the guys will come because they have this love for their mother, okay? So they come in there, not all of them. I ain't talking about all of them. But there's some of them. And they come in there, it's really sincere. Like, I'm really being sincere about, this woman. Come in, talking to him, and, I'm trying to give him flowers to trying to be the gentleman. And the friends of the girl, and so they're influenced, they hear, he too nice. And they go with the bad boy. Break their heart. And men don't recover from that like a woman bounce back. Honey, let me tell you, they will walk up the aisle with a woman and still don't trust completely. And here's the thing. Or they will just simply back away. And they decide, oh, I learned my lesson quick. The bad guys win. That's okay. I'll go on over there and be the bad guy. Not all of them will do that. I say women a lot of times create the dogs. We create the dogs after we hurt them. That ain't all about women. I will never blame the women, because let me tell you something. Some, because of their integrity, some because they were raised, will not go to the dark side. But some have been broken and wounded already by the rejection of fathers who abandoned them, the rejection of all kind of stuff. So all you did was opened a wound that was already there, and they overreact. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that trust issue can go deep. And I'm not saying it's just a woman's fault, because a lot of times she got her own things that is why she didn't like him.
And see, and when you talk about is Black love, there is. Right here, but it's intentional. My thing. Okay, I love my husband, and you know how you may meet some couples and they'll talk down about their marriage and talk down about negativity about their husband or their spouse. Now, when Mother Love says about sometimes want to bop her up. There are times I be like, "Oh Jesus, but I can't see us not together." And my love is intentional. Now I know there's some things I get on his nerves, and he tells me, he said, "You crazy, you are crazy." He tells me that, but that's how we talk to each other. But it's that love. It's that love in that house. When you walk across our threshold, you know that there is love between us, and I make it intentional. I make it.
I'm not saying that it doesn't ever happen. What I'm saying is I'm starting to see a fall off rate of black people getting married. Like, I feel like you guys are the exception and not the rule. And it used to be a point where you were the rule and everything else was the exception. Like, it's being more acceptable that people don't get married. It's more acceptable that the guy gets, he chases the hustle and the girls and what have you. Like, Kanita just was about to say, she tapped on it really quickly, and I heard you. Like, we live in this pop culture society where it's glamorized that, you have 8 girls, you get the money, you do this. And unfortunately, I do think that I worry about it. Like, I worry about the state of black love. I think black women, and I have optimism. Like, despite what I see, I'm like, that's not my story, But I do worry about us as a collective whole as to, will we get married? Will we continue this black family? Because I'm seeing it fall off. I'm seeing the
statistics show differently. The statistics show that marriage rate is higher than it's ever been in a lot of years. And it also shows that at least 77% of black women are married by the time they are like, I think it's 30s. No, it's in the 40s or 50s. Most have been married at least once. So they get in, some fall off, but at least once. And I can't remember the exact statistic, but the state of black love actually has begun increasing. Marriage has, and so it's up in society as a whole. It doesn't feel like it maybe, but a lot of times what happens is we just like we say, it's not a lot of black men out there. Actually, the disparity is only like 8%. And I'm talking about, I ain't even counting the men in jail. Like 8% between black women and black women compared to black men. So the statistics do not play out what society says, and that's important because you got to see it.
I think you're right, and I think it's important that we pay attention to our sources. And I know you're in PR, so you already know. But a lot of times we can be oversaturated with Facebook posts or, reality TV, and then we begin to kind of drink the Kool-Aid. Fred posted the other day, do you think there's a shortage of good black men? And I put emphatically no. There is a shortage of people healing between relationships. And so you might catch them at that space where they ain't ready. That don't mean they're a horrible guy. I tell people all the time, me and my ex, we didn't work out. I won't go into his issues because we're recording. But he ain't horrible. You know what I mean? And so there was some issues. And you actually touched on one of them. And I kind of looked at Yolanda like, where were you at in 2006, though? Anyway, why you're going to be around for the next one. It's important that we don't really believe the hype because this is, for some reason it's beneficial. I ain't researched why, to tell the black woman, these black men ain't out here. They ain't no good. They out doing A, B, C, D, E, and F. I'm not sure what that purpose is because, that's why I have the Why I Love the Black Men Chronicles, which I need to update soon. Because there's so many attacks just on them. And then we need them to come home and lead our homes. That becomes difficult, particularly if we ride and drink the Kool-Aid and then start attacking them when they get home. There's no, as you mentioned at the top of the conversation, safe space. What are some of your, because we way over, I don't care, but I don't know what y'all got to do. That's why I'm here. Right. I need to go with you. As a married couple, what advice would you all give to us who want to be married? In my case, remarried.
Talk. Never knew about communication. She was like, there's something going on. Talk to me. Because as a man, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to take care of this. I ain't got to worry about it. It's two people, two to tango. You got to understand that there's somebody who's willing to work with you. And it's not just on you. It's us. It's not just a me handling this, we handling this. Because we don't talk. Men, we're shut down and we're just, we'll take care of this. I got this. Don't. And it's like, she's like, and then when we're shutting down, we're shutting her out. And then she's thinking, what did I do? And we're We're like, you ain't do nothing. But she's here. She's feeling, he ain't talking to me. So I must have done something. And you got to realize there's somebody there with you. You laying next to somebody. She going through the same thing. You sitting there might be on your side, turned wide awake, trying to figure out what's going on. She on her side figuring out, what I do? What he going through? Because he ain't talking to me. You got to roll up. We got to talk this out. Because if we don't talk, you get further and further away. And then when she found out, she like, why didn't you say something? Because we could have handled that. But you like, oh, I'm the man. Man, please. Because I have to say, Miss Love, when you said that, I'm going back for a second. You said about the kid, I was that guy. Bought flowers, bought candy. Oh, I'm going to impress, and I'm going to make her, because you felt like if you bought this girl, she's going to like you. I found out there was some girls I liked, or a girl I liked, and her friend said, girl, you need to get with him. He'll buy you stuff. And I was like, wait. He'll buy you stuff? It became that thing in the neighborhood where if you get with him, he'll buy you, take you out. He treats you nice. And then there's some broke who ain't got a pit in, and he'll walk up and snatch her from you, and he ain't done nothing. And you sitting there going, wait, I was taking care, I was helping her. But see, you was doing that thing right, but she didn't want that. She wanted Mr. I'm going to swoop in it.
And here's the thing. Of course, I'm not blaming it all on the women and saying they do it to all of them because they chose the bad guy. He was already bad. So it's a bunch of them out there, but I'm talking about the good ones. So a lot of times what happens is they tainted because right inside of their heart, they feel less than. And this is not just little girls. This is adult women too. They literally, because they don't feel good about themselves, when you come and treat them really good, it becomes uncomfortable because you're telling them stuff that's not in the subconscious. You're saying, you're marvelous. You can do that to a guy and they won't respect you because it don't match what's in their heart. This goes both ways. Because I'm talking about, but if you're saying, you know what? I just think you're beautiful. I think you're this. I think you're that. If you're not careful, they literally will not respect you because they're like, there's something wrong with me, I know. Because my daddy went off with other people, and they haven't resolved why. They don't know why they're disposable, and it's still down in them. And as you're telling them, I can love you forever, they don't believe it because they haven't resolved who they are. And so they will push you, sabotage you, not overtly, but just their heart can't do it. Just like you said, I was waiting for the rejection. So I had to push him away because you had to limit test. Like, I'm going to reject you before you reject me. Because, see, those 10 men that say, I can't deal with no 3 kids. That hurt every one, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You felt every 9 rejection. And then you saying, I know this guy, this women, like they say, if you're 40, I can't. I have so many black women who get married over 40. You can't get married if you have 3 children. Lie. But if you believe it and you listen to the other 9, then you come thinking eventually he gonna discover I got 3 children. Well, he knew that the first date, but he kept on. But guess what? You could, but it hadn't reconciled. It had not reconciled down in your inner self. So eventually you had to push him away to say, here's your out before I get hurt. He said, I don't want it out. And came. And that's when you said, well, let's just be open. I don't have to fear rejection. And when you were able to be transparent, safe, naked, and unashamed, that's when the security bond happened in your relationship. And so I'm just saying that it's so true. You got to check what's down here. Because even if the best guy come along, you will self-sabotage it if it don't match who you are.
We talked. And so when he said, I had to, and I didn't tell him beat it over his head. I talked. So I showed him, I mirrored to him how we need to be with each other and still do. And for me, I felt safe, but because I was a mother first, in control, I had to make sure everything was taken care of. I had to allow him this wonderful quality of him to doing nice things for girls.